Fox present, President Pro Tem Leonard,
Here.
Trustee Fairchild.
Here. I'd like to point out I'm sitting in for Bill Riggs, who is working on his suntan at the very moment. So hopefully he'll come back sooner than later. Treasurer's report, Gary.
As of today, balance sheet, our total assets are $3,080,133.62. Our total liabilities and equity are $3,080,133.62. Our receipts and expenses for this month, our receipts are $960.43, and our total expenses $118,144.75. We have a negative cash flow of $117,154.32. Receipts and expenses as year to date, our total income is $580,775.28. Our total expenses to date, $354,109.16, and we have a positive cash flow of $216,666.12.
Any discussion? Anybody would like to make a motion?
A motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Chief's report.
Chief's report for February 12th, 2020. On January the 11th, the district had our annual member appreciation and awards banquet. January 15th, the apparatus bay fans installation started and completed on January 17th. January 16th, we hosted a Boy Scout Station tour and fire safety presentation. January 23rd, I attended the NFPA construction and fire system training in Alphaville, Illinois. January 25th through 26th, we had 5 members attend for the annual IFSI Winter Fire College in Champaign. January 31st, we hosted a post-incident critical incident stress debriefing here at the station. We had approximately 40 persons attend from various agencies throughout the county. February 3rd, the district participated in the Edwards Funeral First Responder Walkthrough Visitation, and on the 4th, we participated in the processional funeral. For January calls, we had 30 EMS, 16 fire, for a total of 46, 3 training sessions, and 2 special duties.
Any discussion? I'd like to commend you guys on your response to the unfortunate plane accident, and I know that was a tough one, and a job well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Anybody like to make a motion to pass Chief's report?
I'll make a motion to accept the chief's report as read.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay, let's review last month's meetings. Take a few minutes. Are we the okay with December meetings as well?
Yes, there was the December meeting was requesting a revision, and a revision was made on it, and so if I can put it out.
All right, discussions. Okay, do I have a motion to pass? Or do I have to make a motion?
Are we doing both of them at the same time?
Yes,
Okay, both December and,
yes.
I'll make the motion, we approve December
Second.
and January's minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor for passage, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. New business, approval authorizations and purchases. I don't think we have anything at this time.
Is that for approval of our bills?
No. All right. John, you want to talk about the HVAC project, please?
Yeah, the second half of that was the project that we started earlier this year, and this is the second half of the side, the interior south furnace and the condensers outside. And I should copy the link of the needs maybe proposals in the file.
Have you guys had a chance to review the proposal from?
I'm assuming this is it right here. This is the second half of what we
Right.
discussed.
Discussed it ended last year.
Has he performed the work yet?
The first half has been completed, the second half's not finished yet.
He just needs our approval for the second.
What's the amount on it?
I've got $19,975.
You have any concerns, John?
No, I mean, he's done good work so far and cleaned up his mess, and everything's been, the first half's all in operation for the heating and steers.
Okay. Discussion?
I make a motion that we go ahead and authorize JF Heating and Air Conditioning to go ahead and proceed with the second phase of the IVAC.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And a roll call.
Treasurer McBride,
Yes.
President Riggs is absent, Secretary Fox, yes. Trustee Fairchild,
Yes.
Trustee President Pro Tem Leonard?
Yep.
So passed.
One other thing, going through the bills, John, we did quite a bit of business with ADC last year. I just want to make sure that in light of the new conflict of interest laws that we're operating under, that you're just a salesman, right? You don't have,
Yes, I have nothing to do with it.
you don't have anything
I
other
leave
than,
all the purchases up to Kirk and Matt to look for pricing and get the best price for the property.
okay, thank you.
I stay out of it, so.
Thank you.
All right, I don't think we have any reason to go into closed session. Member of public comment, please state your name and whether you live in the district. Anyone? Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is Kirk Allen. I'm here to ask some questions to get clarification, because you know how social media is. You never know what to believe. So hopefully I can get some clarification. I understand that you guys have taken steps to move to buy a fire truck. And as I understand it, you're doing it through the Joint Purchasing Act, the Government Joint Purchasing Act. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. How many of you have read that?
In detail, we have an attorney that handles that, sir.
Okay. In regards to that act, and I'm just going to read one sentence from it, because you absolutely can do that, may purchase personal property, which fire truck is, supplies and services jointly with one or more other government units. What was the other government unit you were involved in the joint purchase?
Sir, I'll have to defer those questions to our attorney.
Okay, if you could get an answer to that, because the joint...
Can I ask if you live in the district?
That's irrelevant, sir. The reason I ask the question is because the law that's being cited as the basis, the Joint Purchasing Act takes a joint purchase, and there wasn't a joint purchase. The other side of it in regards to bidding have all of you read your own policy manual?
And again, I'm gonna defer to our attorney.
Okay,
So,
so you can't answer if you've read your own policy manual?
sir, I don't, this isn't a question. This is for public comment.
Right, my public comment,
Do you want to FOIA something? You're welcome to do that.
okay, my public comment has questions. You're not required to answer them. In the hope of transparency to getting answers, maybe we can address these to the public. The reason I ask is your own policy manual, bids shall be sought from at least 2 bidders, but 3 is preferred. So even though policy manual is not being followed, state statute aside, within the policy manual, it outlines that there's no requirement for bidding. Yet section 11K specifically does outline the requirements, in that regard. As I went through and continued to look into the policies, today's a Wednesday. Your policy says your meetings are on Mondays. If you could address that and correct it, I would appreciate it, because anybody that looks up to see when your policy or when your meetings are, it specifically says regular meetings of the board shall be held on the second Monday of the month, 7 p.m. And obviously this isn't a Monday. Another item of concern, under section 1.24, personal use of district equipment, says non-emergency equipment in the fire department's inventory is available for RFPD members' personal use. I would encourage you to get with your attorney and address Article 8, Section 1 of the Constitution, which specifically says public funds, property, and credit shall only be used for public purposes. You can't use public equipment for any personal stuff if it's not a public purpose. That's a big red flag with the use of taxpayer property. Back to the government Purchasing Act. In the bids that you got through, or the bid that the joint government outlet, I believe out of Texas, I'm assuming they provided you a bid. Have any of you seen, and you don't have to answer the question, but I would encourage you to dig into this. Have you seen the actual publication of the bid? And is that publication, does it match what you're doing and what you're buying? And if you can't answer those questions, that's a red flag. As trustees, one of the things I would encourage you to do is to ask 2 questions. Says who with what proof? Don't believe anything anybody tells you. Make them prove it, make them put it in writing. The other side of that is, before you ever take action, ask yourself, where in the law does it give me the power to do what I'm fixing to do? And read it and make sure you understand it. Because I can assure you this issue with the fire truck, as I know right now, you got a real problem. Because the laws haven't been followed. There was no joint purchase. And I would bet the publication, if you get one, doesn't match what you're buying. Unless it's a blanket spec, you're matching exactly that spec. That'll be the first time I've ever seen that in the fire service. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir, could I get your name again for the record?
Kirk, K-I-R-K. Last name's Allen, A-L-L-E-N.
Any further? Okay.
Mr. Allen, can I ask where you reside?
No, you can't.
Is it
John?
Okay.
All right, that's enough.
The open meeting, and I only say that because the Open Meetings Act,
That's
it's private
fine.
information, and you're not allowed to ask that.
That's fine, just,
All right, our next meeting is scheduled Wednesday, March 11th, 2020. Anybody like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make- I'll say
Do I have a second? Who seconded it?
I,
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Thank you very much for coming.